Patch 1.02 is just released for Armored Core 6, and with it comes a large buff to all linear rifles minus the Harris, which was already decently strong. The Rensetsu has received an increase to attack power, rate of fire, and a decrease to reload time. The Curtis has received an increase to attack power and decreased reload time. The Turner has received increase to attack power, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. This is very important because a lot of these linear rifles had really bad projectile speed. The Scudder has received the exact same buff, which makes it kind of scary, I will say. The Rensetsu AR has received an increase to attack power, projectile speed, and a decreased reload time. Again, another projectile speed buff. This is what these linear rifles needed. The Ludlow has received an increase to attack power, total rounds, projectile speed, and decreased recoil and reload time. I believe the total rounds relates to just how much ammo they have like in the backpack and not in the magazine. The Chang Chen, this is one of my favorites. I actually have used this in a previous video when I was running Dirk Donk's build. That was an anti-Zim missile bot build with Moonlight. It was very, very fun. Increased attack power, total rounds, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. That decreased reload time is big because the Chang Chen, one of the main issues with it was that there was very, very long reload time. And here's my favorite, the Etsujin. This has an increase to attack power, total rounds, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. This thing is a monster. This thing will stagger the trainer AC in one mag. I think this is the one to look out for. I really, really do. I think the students, we're going to see that. We're going to be seeing that a lot. Adjusted to stuff like Baltius, you know. I really think Baltius got the game refunded more than anything else. I think people got to Baltius after like 2 hours of playtime and were like, screw it, I'm done. I'm refunding the game. I think Baltius is where most players quit, I'll be honest with you. I think Baltius was like, not even like an Ornstein of Smoke kind, where it's just like, you know, get good. Like, this is your get good fight. This felt more like, imagine if Moonlight Butterfly was the hardest boss in the fucking game. That's basically how it feels fighting Baltius in this video game. Like, I spent about 30 minutes on him, but some people have spent like, you know, 8 hours fighting Baltius. Like, my roommate still hasn't beat him, which is kind of like insane to me. You know what I mean? They did say they improved camera controls in Spectator Online, in the arena battles. I'm very curious about this because it just says camo controls. We didn't really have any controls before when you did Spectator mode. You would basically just have to watch them play. You couldn't really like move the camera around or anything like that. Hopefully that's a thing now. That'd be awesome. And I really hope they fix the issue where you couldn't see certain attacks. Like you couldn't see Siege Missile, for instance, like Aperitif, which is something that people use a ton. Like you just can't see it on Spectator mode, which is a big issue because it's a really good weapon for tournaments. You kind of want to be able to see it as a caster. Like as a caster myself, that seems really hard to cast. If they're like, well, they're dodging these missiles super well. Like, can't really see that. So that's a big issue there. Fix the bug that the punch animation to not be displayed correctly on the opponent's screen. Hopefully this also counts for assault armor and pulse armor. And the coral missile and a bunch of other stuff. There's a bunch of weird things. I believe the regular nebula, not the red shift, weirdly enough, but the regular nebula also did not show up for the opponent sometimes, which is kind of a big issue. Like if I'm being shot at by something, I should be able to see it. Same with they're about to explode. That's the big thing. The assault armor actually got banned from the week 1 tournament because you just couldn't see it activate, which is such a huge issue. So hopefully that fixes it. It also has other big fixes. Hopefully that's one of them. I really hope so. Anything else in here that's really important to talk about? So, fixing bug that cause vertical missiles and certain coral weapons to deal unintended amount of damage. I hope that doesn't count for the blade. I wish it would tell me what coral weapons. Hopefully it's also with coral missile. Coral missile did like a shit ton of damage. So hopefully that's less impactful, maybe? I don't know. Because like the only, like, I don't know. That's so weird. Why would they not list the ones that it's actually adjusting? But if I do find tomorrow when we test all this stuff out on stream, I will be looking into that, and I'll have a pinned comment down below. Once I have the information, I'll put it down below for you all when I actually get the numbers and all that. But this was just my review of the patch. This seems, honestly, if they fix the issues with spectator mode and with like also armor being invisible and stuff like that, I'm happy with it. They say they get PvP oriented balance adjustments later. That's fine. Like, I'm down to deal with dual zoomer for just a little bit longer, especially since it's a big patch. Keep in mind, they're doing this to hold us over, guys. They're doing this to hold us over for now. So yeah, I will see y'all next time. Y'all have a good day. Hopefully you're enjoying the new patch.